water signs. This is self-discovery support, and this is going to be a themed reading that is being created with the intention to assist you in your own situation. It's best to view this reading as a storyline or message rather than destiny. Take from it whatever you find useful and resonant. Time codes and further info are in the description box. The decks used in this reading may contain nudity and should only be viewed if you're 18 plus. So that's my disclaimer. Alright, so the theme of this reading is about your next chapter in life. And so we started with this card here, and I wanted to figure out what would be the block for you. What are the things that maybe you need to overcome to open the door to this next chapter? And we have the Fair card with feelings. Now, some of you might be seeing this and think, oh my gosh, because fear is something quite deep-seated that all of us have, and it's probably the hardest thing to deal with, because if you can overcome your fear, like, you're unstoppable, right? And actually fear is what keeps back most of us. So let me see what it says. It says, when a fear response is triggered, it bypasses all our logical thinking and goes straight to the more primal part of our brain called the amygdala, kicking off a fight, flight, or freeze response before we are even aware of what's happening. The amygdala is responsible for how we store memory, emotional responses, and decision making, and pairs a memory with an emotional response. This happens out of consciousness and can later leave us with a way of responding to certain situations that does not always fit the current scenario. Reflect on situations when you have felt fearful. What triggered it? How did you respond? Reflect on how your fears were met as a child and whether they were respected or belittled if you grew up with your fears rejected. You might find it harder to express them and therefore negotiate your safety and boundaries later in life. Yeah, so it's like, this is, if I look at this picture, this is someone who, you can see that they're wanting to go further in life, but it's like this shadow of fear stops them, or like fear of what will be there stops them. And so I'm feeling like for water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that this might be something that you have to contend with. Alright, so let's get into the tarot and look at some of the fears that might be coming, and then we'll look at the next chapter and how you can kind of, some advice for remedying that. Alright. Alright, so we got the World card and the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like what could be happening here for some of you is the world is like actual success. The world is when we can have complete kind of almost like closing a cycle, and so it is actually standing for that next chapter in life. And look at this person, it's like dreaming of it, but this is someone that can maybe wait too long in place, maybe sometimes also in stuck energy, which if we have that fear card can be that stuck energy. It's like not wanting to invest, not wanting to put your eggs in that basket. Why? Because I almost feel like it's a fear of success, actually, because we do have the Sun here. Look at that. We have the Sun and the Eight of Cups at the back of the deck. Yeah. For some of you, there is, especially with the Eight of Pentacles, so it feels like for some of you, there is a sense that that there is success to be had in a situation. And it might involve leaving behind something or people behind. But it feels like that is something that you kind of sit with. That might be the thing that you struggle with giving up on one thing to move towards another thing. So if it's a next chapter in love, it's moving past either being stuck on one person or in a particular situation that maybe is not fruitful for you. But it does feel scary to move forward because that person represents something for you. Maybe that person represents a kind of hope or future that you had. And even if we think about moving from, some of you could be moving country when I think about this, like also moving past certain blockages. Like this is obviously someone wanting to get past where they are. Like where they are now is not really helping them grow, and they're saying, okay, I'm going to start this trek of moving past my obstacles so I can get further, so I can follow this intuitive guidance and this dream. So that might be what's coming up for you. And also with the 8 of Pentacles, I'm thinking about work for some of you as well. I felt like recently a lot of the shorts on the channel indicate that water signs have a kind of intuitive call, which water signs are known for, but it just feels like there's a calling to kind of answer or tap into that intuition, that gift that is a part of the water sign energy in its particular ways. So Cancer will have that kind of mothering energy, but also that kind of more confident energy, but also sensitivity. Scorpio will have that kind of in-depth intensity and understanding of what is mysterious. So all those energies are needed at this point. And Pisces can be very intuitive and very movable and flowing. And so all of that is needed now. Like those are qualities needed now. Yeah, okay, so it feels like that is a fear. It just feels like someone who's struggling with letting go of where they are now. That is normal to expect, because I feel like that there's big changes to come. So let's look at this new chapter for you. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Okay, it definitely involves people opening up to people. And with the High Priestess here, we're just talking about the intuitive gifts that water signs have. And to me, it feels like there is a kind of stability awaiting you. There's a kind of role awaiting you to almost like care for people through almost like meeting them and having that exchange. So it feels like if any of you are like considering some kind of, path or job or a new way of functioning, even in hobbies, etc., that involves like connecting to people and or having to do work with people, maybe even socially as well, but also like providing for those people through this intuitive gift, this skill that you have. And it feels like it's gonna leave you in a good place. It does feel like here with the High Priestess and the Six of Cups that there is a sense that this line of work is something that maybe you have dreamt about for a while. It feels comfortable to you. So some of you are naturally giving in terms of in advice. You're naturally empathetic, or you're naturally kind of people that help people get to the bottom of things. I feel like Scorpio has that energy in particular, and Cancer has that kind of healing energy. Those are things that you're being asked to answer, because it's like I feel like it's a message that the universe wants you to move into what feels more natural to you, what feels like home, what feels like your natural innate ability. And it's calling for an ending of, I would say, when paired with the Four of Cups, that it's an ending to what is the word? It's the word I can't remember that word, but it's like not dissatisfaction, but like when you like boredom, apathy. It's not quite apathy, but it's something like this, where an end to feeling like you are not on the path, like you're not getting what is fulfilling to you. Yeah, it's like that period is over, and here's this new cup that promises to be fulfilling. It promises to be like something that balances you out. With the Temperance and the Six of Swords, it's like moving ahead. Yeah, there's a kind of higher call for you, and it does seem to let's look at potential outcomes here for water signs. Okay, we got a lot. We've got the Devil here and the Seven of Cups. So I feel that the Devil can be a scary card to look at, but it's really about tapping into that shadow energy and kind of opening up. But the Seven of Cups, it's like thinking about more, giving yourself options beyond the things that keep you stuck. The Devil is something that can keep you stuck in a certain place, and I feel that that's what's coming out here. Nine of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like once you move past this idea of being set on something or someone or a job or whatever, things get going in a way that is really empowering for you, and it brings in this kind of new independence. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get I normally close with the affirmation, but we're gonna do the healing mantra today. So for water signs, what do they need? What info do they need to kind of begin this new chapter? Look at that, uncovering confidence. If that's not the right card for you, I don't know what is. It says, I'm the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So it's almost like believing. It's not almost, it's believing that you have that gift, you have that ability, and the thing that is in you, that specific thing, is needed. Even if you think it's a small thing. You know, we all struggle with that, but like, is the thing you have to offer enough, or is it worth pursuing? Yes, it's worth pursuing, because in hidden energies we have invoking self-realization. So this is like a double call for pursuing the path and confirming everything in the reading. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. All right, water signs, this is your reading, and I wish you the best on this path, this new chapter, and please come back again for another reading. Take care.